Hi, this is Ian Dainty, and I'd like to talk to you about a program I've developed in my 40 plus years of being in B2B sales. There's not just me, but I've had input from a number of people who've been in B2B sales and owned their own businesses, become senior executives in companies, and have owned companies, as I mentioned, and gone on to be presidents, CEOs of their own companies. And this is a program that will help you be successful and help you become an expert in how to deal with people in B2B sales and how to grow your business. I want to just give you a little background first. One is, I've combined what I call old school, which is really relationship building and how to deal with people, plus the new school of thought, which is building on the Internet of Things, as it's called now, using all the tools that are available to you, mostly through the Internet. And this equals what you'll get are the best results, which is what this program is, the 9 Factors for B2B Sales and Success. So that's what I want you to know. It's built upon the old school of relationship building. And don't forget, people haven't changed in thousands of years. So how they buy is different, but how you talk to them about it is really basically the same. And then the new school, using the tools to get the best results. I also mentioned the word factor, and it's important that we talk about that because a factor is defined in the dictionary as something that actively contributes to the production of a result. And of course, that's what you want. You don't really care about what the 9 factors are. You want to get results. Excuse me. And that's really what I want to bring you today, is how to get results for your business using these 9 factors. So first of all, how do you generate results? Well, in a general sense, well, the first thing you have to do is build trust with somebody, right? You can't sell them anything, or they're not going to buy anything from you unless it's a very minor thing. If you don't have some trust with them, and particularly in B2B sales and marketing, that's what you do, first of all, is build trust. And what happens when you build that trust, by building that trust, you show them results based on the value your products bring, and that develops the relationship, which then, of course, builds more trust with them, okay? So you got to show them results based on the value of your products and services, which builds a relationship, which builds trust. And then, as you see, that's how you sell them more and keep selling them stuff. So that's how you generate results in your B2B sales and marketing. So what are these 9 factors? Well, there are 5 pillars, 3 processes, and 1 foundation, of course, which is the client-facing team. And I'm going to step into all of these 9 factors and show you what they are so you can see what's involved in my program and why they're all important, and really what a sophisticated program this is. And really, there is a lot to learn, but if you want to be successful in B2B sales, you have to apply all of this and understand it. That's why you really need training and especially coaching. So the 5 pillars are the basics, the buying process, marketing elements, selling elements, and strategic account management, or SAM, as I'm sure you've heard. So let's look at the basics, pillar number 1. There are 8 basics you have to learn. One is, who is your ideal market? What is your ideal client company? And who are the people within that client company that you need to talk to? And I'll talk about that a little later too. And a lot of people say we got to find out the issues, but we got to remember people don't have issues, and only because they have issues because they only have goals. So you need to know what their goals are before their issues. What is your value proposition? How do you adapt it to each individual client? Because each individual client isn't looking for the same one. What are your differentiators to differentiate you from your competition? And who is your competition? And your competition comes from 360 degrees now, sorry. You don't know where they are. They could be somebody out on a flank, a left flank, like in when you're attacking somebody in a war or a war game. So you've got to be able to understand who these are, and who you think your competition is may not be true, specifically on the internet. Pillar number 2, the buying process. There are 5 factors going into this, 5 processes. One is, what are the factors affecting the buy? There are 5 of them. What are the 5 buying stages that clients go through? Remember, notice I didn't say selling stages here. I said 5 buying stages. Social proof. What social proof have you presented? Such as testimonials and case studies. You must know why B2B people buy. There are 5 reasons that could go into that too, and one in particular that most people omit. forget to talk about. And then who are the 5 influencers you need to know that are going to influence whether you get the sale or not? Some can say yes, some can say no. So you have to know who these are. Pillar number 3, the B2B marketing elements. As you can see, there's a number of things you need to do to market. And marketing has become so much more important these days with the internet and all the tools that are available and how people check you out. First of all, you need a marketing plan. Now, most people don't. A lot of people don't. A lot of companies don't do this, but you need a marketing plan so that you know where you're going. Right? The old idea: if you fail to plan, you're going to basically fail. So you need a marketing plan, and it's got to contain things like content. And a website is so important now. Your blog and case studies, as I mentioned. And these things can be videos or audios, articles that you write, ebooks, etc., downloads of some kind. Social media, you got to be on social media. And I think these are the 4 ones in particular you need to be on for B2B: LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. And because people are checking these out, you need to use email. Email is a fantastic way to keep in touch with people, and you need to use that. Perhaps you want to do speaking engagements, and they're good. Do webinars, seminars, go out and do teleseminars, or just speak in front of people. Run ads, pay-per-click ads. Ads are still good in Google ads or LinkedIn ads, and a lot of people are using Facebook ads for success too. And therefore, and what tools do you need for marketing? Well, you need a CMM, excuse me. You need a lead capture tools. You need marketing and sales software. All kinds of things you need in your marketing in order to be successful in B2B. Then you come into the selling elements. Marketing, of course, gets people interested in you. Selling, of course, is once they get that interest, how do you make sure they buy from you and not from somebody else? And that usually means getting in front of them and talking to them face to face. Either you actually are in front of them or face to face on your computer, doing demos, or just through Skype or that kind of thing. You need a sales playbook. A sales playbook is like, if you follow football, North American football, then you know that every team has a playbook for offense and defense and what are you going to do. And this is the same thing. How do you talk to people? If this question is asked, what do you say? So you got to go with the opposition, as they say. I don't like to talk about potential clients or prospects as opposition, but you need a sales playbook to understand how you're going to step your way through this and how you're going to differentiate yourself. You need to know such things as the marketplace you're in, with a client, the product, prospect knowledge. You see, there's overlap into what we talked about before. How do you qualify people? Well, I've developed a thing called the game plan that I go through with you when we go through the program. There's also a thing called BANT, which people have used for years and years and years and years. How do you do demos? What's the right way and wrong way? Should you write proposals? Should you answer RFPs? If you do, what's the right and wrong way to that? What questioning techniques, not just for qualifying, but for closing and handling objections and all of that stuff. And then how do you build relationships? I've developed, again, as I say, not just strictly on my own, but we're 2 particular major things I'm going to talk about in building relationships and getting help with the game plan, which will help you resolve issues. And then strategic account management. Things you need to know. I'm going to go show you something a little later that will help bring that in. But knowledge requirements, industry and client research. What are the opportunities that are available after you've looked and done this research? Client management framework. I'll show you a little bit on that too. What are the management and what framework have they got? What outputs are you going to have after that? After you develop this framework. Goals to issues resolution. Remember I said resolution rather. You need to know the goals and what issues they have run into in trying to reach their goals. And I've got a specific process that we go through to show you this, that nobody else uses. I've never seen anybody else use it. And also relationship management. How do you develop your relationships with all the people in your group, in your company, with the people in their company? And again, what tools are you going to use to do that? Your CRM, etc., that we talked about in the marketing side of it. So it's all important. So these are the 5 pillars, and I'll mention them again. And then we have the 3 processes, the PAR elements. I'm a golfer, and if you are, you understand PAR is what you want to achieve, and so I like this acronym. Planning, analytics, and research. I mentioned the planning. You need to do marketing planning. You need to have a sales playbook. You need to review that marketing plan at least every quarter to see how you're doing. You need to do analytics, and of course, analytics are much, much easier now that the internet is available. Before, we used to have to go to the library and look up talk to companies. You still need to do that, and phone up a whole bunch of people. Now you can do analytics, a lot of it, sitting at your desk in front of your computer, which is what the research is too, of course. And then you analyze that research or analyze your planning and see how it's going. And always doing analytics on your CRM and that to see how people buy and what they buy. So these are the three processes that you need to go through. And then, of course, the foundation of it all is your client-facing team. And there's really 6 individuals or groups of individuals that you need to know about. One is a sales team. And it may be one person or maybe a group of people working together. Same with marketing. You may be one person or a group of people. And they're important that they all work together. And your executives, you need to have some peer-to-peer. If you want to sell at the upper levels, you need peer-to-peer marketing to go through this. Your client service team, once you've implemented something, your client service team should be a big part of, or customer service, whatever you call it, a big part of you generating more sales and helping clients out. And they of course are there to talk to you about problems that people are having. As a sales executive or your executive, you've got to figure these out and find out how you're going to help the client. If you sell a large, say, ERP system or some software or a large hardware system, you're probably going to have an implementation team. So it's important you understand how they work, and then you may or may not have outside consultants working for you too. So the client-facing team, and especially the sales or the key account manager, is really the key in all of this. And then, of course, you got to figure out what business relationships you want with your client. There are five business relationships. I won't step through them, but I do in my program step through each one of these in detail to show you which way you want to go. You have vendor, preferred supplier, solution provider, trusted partner, and strategic business advisor. Of course, if you're a vendor, you got lots of competition. And as you step up each of these, you get less competition till you become a strategic business advisor, and you're almost part of their executive team when you're doing this. So I'm going to go through all of this, and it's important to understand this, because if you don't, you won't get the fee structure you want. And of course, the further up the ladder you go here, up to the top, the more you get as far as fees and money is concerned. So but obviously you got to put in a lot more time with them and with your clients, okay? So what results will you get? Well, this is built around the B2B marketing framework. When you have a supportive organization with expert coaching, knowing all this, supporting an organization of sales and marketing, everybody in there, you have great prospect marketing and great client development based on this triangle I showed you with the values, delivering results with the value you bring and building that relationship, and therefore that builds trust. These are the results you get. You get faster revenue growth. We've seen 3 times faster growth rate in a year or two. Much higher margins, as I talked about. Long-term account stability. They want to stay with you because you're ensconced with them. You get a very big improved competitive position. Increased cross-selling and upselling. You're going to get client advocates. They're not just going to give you a testimonial. They're going to advocate for you. And within your own company, you're going to get more staff training, and therefore that's going to lead to better retention and team synergy in your own company. And really, that's what you want too. You don't want turnover. So all of these things, although they're, these, you can see there's a lot to learn in here, but once you do learn them, and it may take up to a year to do them all with training and coaching, and that's, of course, obviously what I do, and this is what my program does, then you're going to have a great client relationship with your clients. So there are the 9 factors, the 5 pillars, the 3 processes, and underlying it all, the client-facing team. And please read all the information below about when this program starts and how much it's going to cost and how you can get involved with it with either yourself and or your sales and marketing team and executives. And I recommend executives get involved in this too, so they understand really what sales and marketing and how sophisticated, and in some respects complex, I like the word sophisticated, B2B sales and marketing is. If you have any questions, please email me at ian@maximizebusinessmarketing.com. You'll see it's in my, if you just click on the email address in my signature below, then you can do that. You can see the, where you can click to join the program, and all the details about when the program starts and what's involved in the program too. And usually twice a week we meet. Once you go through the program, and then I send you a bunch of documentation and all the everything I've got for that particular module, and so we go from there. Okay? Any questions, email me. I really look forward to working with you on this program.